Today, we are diving into a topic that affects many of us, often without realizing the full extent of its impact: shoulder and neck problems. These are intrinsically connected not just to each other, but to our overall well being, physically, mentally, and even emotionally. In our modern lives, we spend hours hunched back over desks, staring at screens, or carrying stress on our shoulders, literally. Tension in the neck, tension in the shoulders has become a common complaint. But these are just minor inconveniences. Tightness or dysfunction in these muscles can lead to chronic pain, restricted movement, headaches, and even problems with posture and breathing. The most common problems caused by tension or injury in the neck and shoulders are chronic pain. Tight muscles in the neck and shoulders can create persistent discomfort that ranges from dull aches to sharp, stabbing pains. This pain often radiates in the upper back, arms, or even in the head. Common causes include poor posture, repetitive movements, or prolonged periods of inactivity, headache and migraines, tension in the neck muscles, especially in the suboccipital muscles at the base of the skull, can lead to tension headaches, tightness in the trapezius, sternocleidomastoid muscles can trigger migraines by compressing blood vessels and nerves. Limited range of motion, tightness in rotor cuff or levator scapulae muscles can make it difficult to move the head or arms freely, impacting daily activities like driving, exercising, or lifting objects. Nerve compression and tingling sensations. When muscles like scalenes or pectoralis minor become overly tight, they can compress nearby nerves such as brachioplexus. This leads to symptoms like tingling, numbness, or weakness in the arms and hands. Postural misalignment. Tension in the neck and shoulders often results in forward head posture. I've covered that in a different video. Rounded shoulders, creating a hunched appearance. This misalignment can exacerbate muscle imbalances and strain in the spine. Shoulder instability or frozen shoulder. Chronic tightness and restricted mobility in the shoulder joint can lead to instability or adhesive capsulitis, frozen shoulder, a condition where shoulder becomes stiff and painful. Respiratory dysfunction. Tight neck and shoulder muscles can restrict the mobility of the rib cage, diaphragm, leading to shallow breathing over time. This can impact energy levels and increase feelings of anxiety. Fatigue and poor sleep quality. Persistent tension and pain in the neck and shoulders can lead to disruptive sleep, leading to fatigue, reduced productivity, and heightened cortisol and stress levels. So, how does lifestyle factors contribute to these issues? Stress and emotional tension. Neck and shoulders are common areas where stress manifests physically. Emotional tension triggers the body's fight or flight response, leading to tightness, and especially in the trapezius and the SCM. Chronic stress can keep these muscles in a perpetual tight state, resulting in pain and dysfunction over time. Poor posture. Spending hours hunched over desks, staring at screens, or looking down on phones encourages forward head posture and rounded shoulders. This misalignment places additional strain on the neck and shoulder muscles, leading to fatigue and eventually pain. Sedentary lifestyles. Long period of inactivity reduce circulation flexibility, causing muscles to become stiff and more prone to injury. Sedentary habits often exacerbate poor posture, further contributing to dysfunction. Repetitive movements or overuse. Repeated motions such as typing, texting, or lifting can overwork specific muscles in the neck and shoulders, leading to imbalances and strain. Athletes or workers in physically demanding jobs also are prone to overuse of injuries in these areas. Improper ergonomics. Poor work setups, such as monitors that are too low, chairs without proper support, force the neck and shoulders into unnatural positions. Over time, this can lead to chronic muscle tension and discomfort. Inadequate recovery from your training or lack of stretching. Failing to stretch or allow muscles to recover after physical activity or prolonged use can lead to stiffness and decreased mobility. For example, not stretching after workouts or during long work days exacerbates the muscle tightness. Lack of awareness. Many people are unaware of their posture or tension levels until they experience significant pain. Developing mindfulness of the body alignment and habitual tension can prevent issues from escalating. In Yogveda Yoga, all the sequences are focused firstly on aligning the body and posture. You need a gravity neutral posture to get rid of these pains. Now, when I mean by gravity neutral, each time your posture is bad, gravity starts to work on those pressure points. Now, in today's yoga sequence, I'm focusing on the shoulders and the neck muscles, the deltoids, shoulder joint, the levator scapulae, the muscle which connects your shoulder blade, the scapula, to your cervical spine, your rotor cuff muscles connecting the behind of your shoulder joint to the shoulder blades, the sternocleidomastoid mastoid muscle which connects your rib cage to the skull in front, and your suboccipital muscles behind your skull. So whatever we are doing today is to fix the shoulder and the neck pain problems. So let's get started. Your first asana is Supta Virasana. In this, we are working with the shoulder joint, with the deltoid muscle, with your rotor cuff muscles, and with your sternocleidomastoid muscle. So we get an opening of all this. You need one blanket, 2 bricks. Now first, once you kneel down, roll your calf muscles out, which helps you to come down more. Otherwise, your calf muscle is in the way for you to come down. Going backwards, fix the brick between your shoulder blades. So you can use your hand to do it, and then press your hips up. Keep your jaw down, because this activates your sternocleidomastoid muscle. It activates your sub-occipital muscles. And then holding your elbows, take your arms back. So here your rotor cuffs open up. Your shoulder joint opens more. Try to work to take your arms behind your ears. Do Virasana for 3 to 5 minutes. And then come up. And stretch your legs out. To open and release all your neck and your shoulder muscles, you'll be doing a section from Yogveda Kriya. First, you're holding your thumbs behind, and then using your deltoids in your shoulder joints, you're taking your shoulders back and pulling your shoulders down. Make sure that your shoulder blade moves away from the back of your skull. This gives you the space in your levator scapulae. Press your face backwards. You don't want your face forward, because you get that wrong forward face position. Holding your thumbs, pulling down, take the head towards your right shoulder first. So you stretch all your side neck muscles. And then keeping the head on the side, look up. That sternocleidomastoid muscle. Take the head back, get a slow neck roll. When your head is down, stretch your back neck muscles. And then take the head up. So with this movement, you cover all the muscles. Now behind, change the hold of your thumbs. Once like this, once like this. Shoulders back. Now this is the shoulder joint deltoid movement. Pull the shoulders down. So the shoulder blade, levator scapulae, stretching. And then take the head towards your left shoulder. Everything stretching in the side neck. Keeping the head on the side, look up. Sternocleidomastoid muscle. And then take the head back, get a slow neck roll. Now this neck roll is to loosen up all your neck muscles. And then when your head is down, stretch your back neck muscles, your sub-occipital muscles. And then take the head up. So this section of the Yogveda Kriya, it is specially focused on your neck and your shoulder muscles. This gives you a good warm-up to go deeper in the new postures. Now the next one we are doing is Gomukhasana, where you're working completely with all your shoulder and your neck muscles. First, take your left arm back, place it between your shoulder blades, take your right arm up. Now as we did in Supta Virasana, you want your arm behind your ear, because if your shoulder is closed, it's very hard to do it. No? That's the reason Supta Virasana with those bricks is very important to get that shoulder joint opening. And then once your arm is behind your ear, hold your hands behind. Always keep your face back. Make it a habit to keep your face back. And then take your right arm up, take your left arm down, and then change. So here your right arm goes between your shoulder blades, and then left arm behind your ears. Use your shoulder joint to do it. And then holding your fingers, face back. You're holding it for 5 breaths, and then take your left arm up, take your right arm down, and the left arm down. Always control your feet. Your body will do what your feet are doing. And then stand in Tadasana. In Gomukhasana, you open up your shoulder joints very nicely because you're doing 2 different movements. No? This arm is going in back. So you have an inward rotation of your shoulder. This arm is going in and back. You have an outward rotation or a backward rotation of your shoulder joint. Now we need both of them to do Paschima Namaskar-asana. Joining your hands, turn your hands up, and then from your shoulder joint, from your deltoid, press your rotor cuffs together and join your hands together. Hold it for 5 breaths. And then take your arms down. When you're doing yoga asanas, it's not about the asana, it's what you're using to do the asana. Because you can use different muscles and do the asana, but it doesn't make it correct. Every asana has a specific muscle work which makes it useful for that muscle. Uttanasana. First, take your arms on the side. From your shoulder joint, rotate from your deltoids. Get this complete backward rotation. So your rotor cuffs behind come together. And then take your arms up. Take your arms behind your ears because you want that straightening. Now, try to understand your shoulder and your hip work. When your neck muscles, when your back neck muscles, your sub-occupational muscles, when you're looking down too much, they come under a straight, your head goes down, your shoulders close, and your hips move backwards. And the whole correction has to come from here. So shoulders, neck, and the hips. Posture is everything. It keeps you healthy and happy. And then you're taking your arms up. Stretching, coming down. Uttanasana, neck relaxed. Same, hold it for 5 breaths. And then inhale, come up. And now see this movement, arms behind your ears, so the whole posture straightens up. Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Take your left foot back. If you're using the yoga mat, keep it next to the angled line. And then take your right foot forward. And then keep your foot next to the center line. You need some space between your hips to work with. And then center your hip. Make the leg straight. First, you're taking your arms on the side and turning your palms upwards. So you get a total shoulder rotation, and then take your arms up. Take your arms behind your ears and then bend your right knee. Stretching your front neck muscles, look up. And then inhale, come up. Change the leg. See how you're engaging and working with all the muscles we spoke about. So when you start, arms on the side. When you turn your palms up, you work with your deltoid muscles. You work with your shoulder joints. Arms up and then arms behind your ears, which makes that your shoulder blades move down. Your shoulder joint opens more. Your levator scapulae is open. And then bending your knee, you're coming down. First face back, so the sub-occipital muscles behind are active. And then you're looking up. And up. So when you look up, you stretch your sternocleidomastoid muscles. And again, hold it for 5 breaths. If you can do more, do 10 breaths. Virabhadrasana number 2, Warrior 2. Take the hands on your chest and then jump, take the legs apart. Make sure the center line of the mat is in the center of your feet. Turn your right foot in. If you're using the yoga mat, use the reference line because that gives you that 45 degrees turn of your hip joint to lift your hip joint upwards, and then take the left foot out. Center your hip. Stretch your arms on the side, and then first from the shoulder joint, turn your hands up. And then without closing your shoulders, turn your palms down. Bend your right knee, and then turn your neck. Look towards your left arm. Now again, feel all the muscles we spoke about, because you're working with everything. Inhale, come up. Change the side. Angle line. Center your hip. Arms on the side, so turn your hands up from your shoulders. But when you're turning your palms down, do it from your elbows. It's a very big difference, so you don't close your shoulders. So there you have done your shoulder work. Face back. So all your neck muscles, spinal muscles become straight. Shoulders down. Levator scapulae has to be active. And then when you turn your neck, your sternocleidomastoid muscles. Hold it for 5 breaths or 10 breaths, whatever you're holding. And then inhale, come up. Urdhva Dhanurasana. In Urdhva Dhanurasana, you're mainly working to open your shoulder joints. You're working with your deltoids. And you're working more to open the chest and stretch your front neck muscles, your sternocleidomastoid muscles. First, lie down on your back. Take your feet close to your buttocks. Take your arms back. Now, in the beginning, when we did Gomukhasana, it's exactly this movement you were working for. Pushing your hips up. First, place your head on the floor and then stretch your arms out. And try to take your head back. Again, if you're holding it for 5 or 10 breaths, work with the same measure. When you're coming down, first keep your head on the floor and then come down. Sarvangasana, shoulder stand. Today's Sarvangasana is very specific to open your levator scapulae muscle, the muscle from your cervical spine till your shoulder blade. Now, I'm using this blue foam block. It's a hard foam. If you can find one, it's very good to work in today's Sarvangasana, because I teach Sarvangasana for different purposes. Today it is for your levator scapulae muscle. First you're lying down and then fixing your shoulder blades in relation to the foam block. So the foam blocks are slightly like 1 to 2 centimeters above your shoulder blades. And then push your hips up. Make sure the foam block is placed correctly. And then take the legs up. Hold it for 5 minutes and then come down. Once you come down, lie down in Shavasana. Now, when you're in Shavasana, again, pull the shoulder blades away from the neck, from your shoulder joints, turn your palms up, and then relax. Reflect on what you have done. Shavasana is reflection, not falling asleep. Again, do Shavasana for about 5 minutes. When you're coming out of your Shavasana, turn to your right side. Wait for about 30 seconds. Because what happens is when you turn to the right, you release your left nostril. It's your parasympathetic nervous system. And then come up. A yoga asana is not just an asana what we see on a picture. It's what you do with your yoga asana. Doesn't matter what you do. If it is Shirshasana, Sarvangasana, you can use it in different ways. It's like buying food, that same food or the same ingredients you can use to make different dishes. It's exactly the same. That's the beauty of yoga asanas, yoga pranayama, and even in dharana dhyana, when you go deeper in your yoga practice. I'll be making more videos about that later on. But it's not about how your posture looks. It has nothing to do with anything. It's what you're working, focusing to change your life and your body with yoga. Because yoga is a gift for us to have good lives, be healthy, be satisfied, and reach higher spiritual heights. Thank you for watching, and until next time.